Here we are. We're going to the farm with Nathaniel, or we call him Nate Powell-Palm. We're going to try to keep this quick, Nate. I know you've got some chores to tend to. I don't want to keep you from it. Are there chores in the wintertime?
Oh yeah, it's our only time to really fix things. During the growing season, we're always busy in the field, and so this is our time that we can mechanic a lot. And then we are always feeding cows all winter long.
Okay.
Nice. Well, so you don't look like a farmer to me, even though there are pots and pans behind you. Like it's all a ruse. Are you in the witness protection program?
Just pretending to be a farmer?
I guess farmers do eat. That's one myth I could dispel now. That there is going to be some cooking going on.
Awesome.
But I like to bring up, what does a farmer look like? I think that's a great starting point of what should a farmer look like.
I know. Joe's dad is a farmer.
He wears overalls.
He wears overalls and a bucket hat.
He looks like a farmer.
And answers the phone, "Hey there." So maybe maybe we just have a skewed perspective. I think that's probably it's a we problem.
Maybe
it's not a Nate problem. It's an us problem.
If you were wearing a John Deere hat, maybe if that would help. But no, how long have you been doing this? Do you like it?
Yeah, well, I was thinking it's not really a you guys problem. It's a cross-cultural exchange opportunity. It's trying to figure out how all farmers in all areas communicate, talk, dress. So it's just fun to learn from each other. But I've been at this since I was 9, that I convinced my parents to let me join 4-H, let me try to raise a cow. And as soon as they let me do that, I was just totally hooked. I was going to be a farmer from that minute on. And so I've been building up over I guess it's almost 20 plus years now that I've been at this, chasing
lifetime member of 4-H.
Right?
Yeah. That's incredible. And what crops are you growing?
So we grow yellow peas, we grow durum wheat, hard red spring wheat, we grow flax, and we grow alfalfa.
Nice.
And where does this happen?
And so most of it is north of town in kind of the Spring Hill area. We've got some property over west of Belgrade, just off of the Gallatin River, as well as down in Bighorn, Wyoming.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Oh,
what do you grow down in Wyoming?
We mostly grow seed for the rest of the operation down there. We've just got this single field that's really well protected. It's all surrounded by different hay fields, so there's not a lot of crops that'll cross-pollinate with the seed crops that we're growing. So it's a really nice protected spot.
That's amazing.
And so your story is you sort of started in beef and then started growing hay, and that's what transitioned you to growing food?
Yeah. So we started in beef. I was going to be a cattle guy. I was going to raise cow-calf pairs. I was coming through 4-H. I had the best mentors, and they had set me up for being a rancher. And then I only had to learn the hard way that you just can't make a living off 3 calves a year, or even like 10 calves a year when I was getting really big. And so over time, I just looked for where are the value points in the supply chain, in our community, that are looking for products. And so that's when I got involved with raising food grade grains as part of a way to have a more diverse rotation that doesn't just rely on the beef market or just rely on the grain market, but both can kind of support each other.
Gotcha.
That's amazing. So it is calving season right now. Are you looking over fences, trying to catch a glimpse of former lives?
Like, you know that. Is it truly calving season?
I really don't know.
It is early calving season. I sadly have some early calves that have come and are coming. I really try to push it off into like April and May, but I turn my bulls out thinking there's going to be a little bit of a while before they catch everybody, but sometimes they're very efficient. And so we get those early calvers, and it's all right. This weather has been great. It's really nothing to complain about. Last year would have been hard.
It's a perpetual spring this year. Yeah.
How does that change your job?
Does it change your job to have new calves unloading?
Right.
sure does. It means that I am in like a snowstorm, like the one 2 or 3 days ago. It means that I'm just out there looking at every spot on the ground just in case one popped out and I was covered in snow. And so I'm constantly just trying to watch everybody and make sure that that we haven't had any quiet white covered calves while I was looking away.
Frozen embryos. Yeah, no.
You're scanning. It's constantly scanning for
that has to be hard.
Baby cows. Do they have a cute little moo?
They have a cute little moo. I would recommend coming by and seeing some calves sometime. They are pretty cute.
Give us a little cute moo.
Stop, Joe.
I want to hear it.
I'm not going to want to do that.
I mean, I might not get the accent wrong.
Nate, you don't have to. Oh, that is a pretty cute little moo. Overall,
all right,
you did.
We'll come by.
Job.
If I can hear that, I will.
So, how hands-on are you with the farming of the crops? Are you out there with a tractor? Are you holding up wheat stalks, put in your mouth and overalls?
Yeah. I like this question. I would like you to guess how involved I am based on my appearance, and then go from there.
Let me see your hands.
It seems like you're the one who's out there showing the farm hands, like the initial motion of how to do something, and then you're more hands off. You're like, all right, you guys go do that. Is that accurate?
I wish. Nope. I do literally all of it.
You do everything.
Then you must moisturize well.
Pulling all-nighters all spring long, doing long treks in the combine. I do have a lot of seasonal help, so a lot of buddies were able to get out there and try to tackle the big jobs kind of in the spring and in the fall. But nope, it is all me all the time.
Are you doing a lot of threshing? Is that a thing you do?
Threshing is a function of combining, and so that's where you actually beat the grain off the head. So a combine is this awesome threshing machine, but that also clips it and separates it all in one fast motion. And so
that's the tractor that you're driving with a big wide roller on it. Yes.
Nope. Actually, it is. There's the photo of it. It's going to be the green combine, headed left in the photo, and that's me combining some flax. And so it's got a really wide front cutter bar that'll cut the grain. It'll then pull it with an auger into the body of the combine, and then they're basically spinning bars that beat it off, and then throw the straw out the back. So it's a pretty. I mean, when I look at the things that are magic in this world, a combine is top of my list.
Yeah.
Now we went from a scythe and having to shake it on sheep to just blasting through 200 acres a day. And so it's amazing. Pretty great.
It's like the one-man band guy who kicks to beat the drum that's on his back, and he's banging the cymbals.
It's nothing like that, Joe.
That's exactly what it is. It's a perfect analogy.
A roof machine that would basically take over one of the jobs automatically. That would be amazing. But
yeah.
All right, and it's Cold Springs Organics. I assume you are certified organic. What does that mean? How does that separate you from other non-organic farms?
Love that question. So we got certified organic in 2008, and it was mostly because I'd run into this community that was just doing things different. When I was asking myself that question of how am I ever going to make money as a first-generation farmer with no inheritance, no farm coming to me down the pipe, I looked at and found this organic world. And it's where folks are asking each other, how much do you need for your crops, rather than this is all you're getting? Asking each other, like, how can I help find new markets? How can I help you solve agronomy challenges? What do you need to know? How can I hold my cards less close to my chest? And so first off, it was that community that got me into organic. My parents had always had a strong ethos about farming close to the land, not using a lot of synthetic herbicides or fertilizers, figuring out how we harness and work with nature rather than dominate. And so that was the kickoff to this experiment initially for trying to find better value-added markets. And so in 2008, I got certified organic, and functionally that means that the land has not been sprayed or had anything applied to it, synthetic materials for 3 years, 36 months prior to that first harvest as certified organic. So that means there's a long waiting period where farmers are letting the land heal and letting the land cleanse, which is tough because you have to sell your crops as conventional. You don't get to sell them as organic, but you're also not getting any premium. And so you can't put down those materials. And so it's the only food system we have that we have a third-party verification that's backed by the federal government. So organic is a federal system that has a very strict set of inputs that we can use. And if you're caught violating it, it's a $21,000 a day fine. And so there's these incredible teeth behind the integrity of organic, which has helped grow consumer confidence in this market, allowing folks like me to get into farming as a first gen.
I had no idea.
That's great. Yeah, very strict. I like it, though.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that from farmers markets because some people would say grown without pesticides, but they couldn't say that they were organic and things like that. So, and they explained to me that it's the soil, that it has to have a certain number of years or be a certain like mileage away from traditional farms, which I thought was cool.
Plus it tastes better.
So speaking of tasting things, do you eat Annie's organics? Do you eat Annie's mac and cheese? It's like our son's favorite. He's really excited we know you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good deal.
Yes.
So how did you get started with them?
Yeah, so I was at this conference where there was a lot of grain using companies and farmers in the room. And the grain using companies were asking, how can we better support you? What is it that goes, and again, folks like General Mills being in the room saying, how can we support you organic farmers, which is unique in the world of farming, I'll say. And we were saying, could you buy something other than just wheat? We can grow wheat all day long. It's just fine. But we need other crops to break up that pest cycle, break up that disease cycle, provide some fertility to the ground. And they said, how about yellow peas? And I'm like, I'll grow yellow peas. Let's give it a shot. So in 2017, we grew our first crop of yellow peas for General Mills that were destined for this Annie's mac and cheese product. And then they mix that with our durum. And so it's a blend of, I think it's about 30% peas, 70% wheat. That makes this high protein, very consistent tasting pasta to what you get with straight wheat. But it allows us to have this market, this drive for better crops in our fields.
That's so cool.
I like that.
I didn't realize it was peas.
And they put you on the box.
I did.
And they put us on the box. Yes.
That's awesome. Do you eat other produce? I assume you do. Everything that you grow, does it go into your kitchen? Give me a recipe that you're particularly proud of or enamored with.
Oh yeah, we do long fermented bread from a hard red spring wheat. My whole exposure to food was started with my mom's bread making in my childhood kitchen, and I always dreamed of being able to grow that wheat myself one day. And I remember finding some wheat just like, I don't know, on the side of the road growing. And I remember taking it as like a 5-year-old and taking my parents' coffee grinder into the corner and trying to grind it up. And then trying to eat it and forgetting that there's like a lot of problems with that. And it was a really horrible experience. But the desire was there to grow what I ate. And that desire has never left. I've just gotten better at knowing when to eat it and how to prepare it.
Right. Yeah. What's in the stock? Do people ever use the stock?
It's used for animal bedding. So it's used for, fluffy, dry. It's wonderful. But
it's what they used in the manger.
Not
for Jesus.
Exactly.
Tastes bad. Yeah, that's good to know. So in the local area, can people buy your product? Can people buy like your wheat, your peas, anything like that?
Right now, that Annie's mac and cheese at Town and Country is the only product we have consumer facing at the moment. But in the next couple of months, we're really excited to say that we're going to have a flour line launching. And so we are setting up a mill outside Belgrade, and we're going to be milling our own hard red spring wheats into a variety of whole grain flours. And then we're also going to have whole wheat dairies for sale as well. We've always had some amount of beef and lamb for sale, just sort of halves, quarters, wholes. but in the grain space, that's going to be our kickoff.
That's huge.
That's so great. Keeping in the proud tradition of Bozeman flour.
Exactly.
Right?
They had it right when they started all that 100 years ago.
Uh-huh. All right. Good. Can't wait to try your flour. We will be first in line. You and I have talked about this before, Nate. There seems to be a disconnect between the great stuff, like what you're doing, that's grown in our state, and the residents' ability to buy and consume that. How can we fix that problem, that disconnect?
Yeah, this is something I think about all the time. When I look at, say you eat 2,000 calories a day. When I look at the calories that we could grow in this valley, it's like 1,700 of those. We've got the carbs, the protein, the fats, the oils, all of that can grow here. The veggies seasonally, but otherwise we can import those when they're not perfectly in season. But it's pretty cool, all the things that we can grow here. And when I think about what that barrier is for farmer to connect to consumer, it's kind of twofold. I think it's partly that we need to be looking at those retail shelves and asking retailers, how do we get more local products on those shelves? How much does it need to cost? What form does it need to come in? And that's a project that I've really enjoyed having those dialogues, trying to understand where to meet retailers so that I'm not giving them a product that is just a very poor fit for how they normally do business. That being said, I think there's a lot of storytelling that needs to go on. When I think about walking into the average gas station, where a lot of people get a lot of their calories, or grocery stores, or restaurants, or bakeries, the storytelling of what we are eating, what it means to our bodies, and our relationship with this place, I think leaves so much potential. When I think about wanting to raise little Powell-Palms in Bozeman, and thinking about how incredible it is to think of their bodies being of this place, nourished by this place, the clear mountain streams, this incredible soil, the air that just can't be beat. I think there is so much there for farmers, food companies, and the storytellers to start getting in front of consumers in this town, in this valley, and start sharing that we can choose to have something so magical. We already know we love this place. Lots of times we can't decide why, but what if you could eat the Gallatin Valley?
Yeah.
And I would just be so here for it.
Yeah, I agree. I would be here for it as well. And 2,000 calories is definitely not enough to keep me sustained throughout the day. But maybe I could eat somebody else's portion.
But if it's really high quality calories, that's what we're talking about. That was really well said, Nate. I hope that message comes across and that people can act on it, basically. Before I let you go, I do have one quick little game, of course.
He likes to spring them on me.
You're a lifelong 4-H member. I would like for you to also be a lifelong 4F member. That is familiar farm film phrases. The last one might not be an F. The last one actually starts with a P, but it sounds like an F. All right. These are all movie quotes that have to do with farms.
You're going to get
okay.
this.
Oh boy.
You and Michelle have to work together to guess
at this stuff.
what they are. All right. The first one's easy. There's no place like home.
Oh, Wizard of Oz.
Very good. All right.
You knew that one, though, right?
I did know that one.
Okay. You can blurt it out.
If you build it, he will come.
Oh, do you want me to say it or you?
You say it.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. That's right. Yeah, that
was
had
kind of
1989. It was in a field. They had to clear the field to make a baseball field. All right.
Ish.
All right. How about this? That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Babe.
Yeah, very good.
Babe. Good job.
That was Farmer Hoggett in Babe.
Farmer Hoggett.
I think I've seen that movie once in my life.
This one you should get. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
That's Gone with the Wind.
It is.
There's farming there.
It
Tara.
took place on a plantation.
Some controversial farming there.
Yeah, it's like an evil farm.
There's stuff going down that I don't approve of.
This is where they start to get a little weird. Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Come
Spaceballs?
on. You want to be in 4F, you gotta know this.
Okay, so
Star Trek? Spaceballs. I don't know.
It's kind of like Spaceballs.
Give us the lifeline, a little bit of a hint.
Episode 4.
Battlestar Galactica?
No, it's the first Star Wars. That was
What?
Obi-Wan
Really?
Kenobi to Luke Skywalker.
Obi-Wan.
Wow.
Very
Right.
quotable.
Right?
Watch that one.
I thought that one might get you. All right, here we go. How about
Stumped.
this? I love this one. Geez, look at the time. I got to get to bed. I still got to brush my teeth, feed the hog. Still got some homework to do. Got those bills to pay. Wash the car.
Oh my God, I know.
What is it? What
it's
is
a
it?
kid that says it. It's a kid that says it. Oh my God.
It's one of my favorite lines. It's so
I
good.
know. Oh, is it Russ?
It is.
It's Russ from, is it European
Nice.
Vacation
Nope.
or Vacation?
It's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. Okay, sorry. One of the
Excellent
vacations.
It's after Clark asks him if you want to stay up and check all the lights with me. And Russ comes up with these excuses. All right, whatever.
It was a reach, Nate. It was a reach.
This one, I'm going to do a little impression. All right. Chickens? You guys have chickens? I love chickens. Are they extra crispy or original recipe?
Oh, stop clicking. Stop clicking with your tongue. No.
Sorry. I'm trying to help you.
You are, but you're clicking in our ears.
Wheezing
don't
the
know.
jizz.
Oh.
It's Pauly Shore, Son-in-Law, 1993. Come on, guys.
I have not seen that movie.
You guys do not want
I
to be in the
have not
4F club.
seen that movie.
All right, how about this? I've got to get back to work on the Tumunion. It's a cross-pollination between a tomato and an onion. Think of the time it'll save when you're making spaghetti sauce.
Back to the Future
Which one?
2?
That is part 3.
Oh, okay.
But very well done. Yeah, Doc Brown says that. Back to the Future Part 3. The Tumunion, not to be confused with the Tobacco, which is the cross between tomato and tobacco that Homer Simpson accidentally invented in an episode first airing in 1999.
We did find Nate. We did find his games
That was
can sometimes be
4F.
one-sided.
Familiar farm film phrases.
I just
Thank
need to
you
be
for
on
being
his
a good
trivia
sport.
team now.
Yeah, we actually have won
Yeah,
at Columbo's a few times.
We've done pretty well at Columbo's.
I'd imagine.
His brain and my brain combined, it's pretty good because he has knowledge of like all these weird facts, and so do I, but it's not the same facts. So we do
Strong.
well.
Pretty much.
Yeah, strong. Well,
It has
thank
been
you.
charming talking to you.
Thank
For
you.
your time.
Thank you. And we learned a lot, and we can't wait to come out and see the farm and try stuff.
Yes, I would
Welcome
like a tour.
anytime.
I'd like to
Yes.
chew on things.
Hear those tiny little moos.
Thank you.